Hello?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Okay, you can see my screen.
Yes.
So please don't be angry if this is a bit. Okay. So now the first thing we want to do here, the first question that this is asking us is, use an Excel function to find the sum, average, count, max, and mean of the above amounts. So and I have everything here: sum, average, count, max, mean. So if I want to do this, can somebody tell me the best way or the quickest way to do it, to sum this together? Bashiru. Bashiru.
Hello.
What is the quickest way to sum this together? Just simple summation.
You click your equal to sign and go to the taskbar, click on sum, then you choose the range of the cells to which you want to sum together, which is
Okay, I'll come here, I'll click my equals to, and I come here, I click this, right?
Yes, sum.
And I will now do this way, but I'm not having it. We can do it this way.
This way.
Yeah, that is one. Another way to do it is to just highlight everything like this up to this point. Okay?
Highlight and click the auto sum.
And click this auto sum.
Yes.
All right. Are you guys following? Yes. So one last way to do it, you can still highlight on everything up to this point and just click your Alt and equals to.
Alt and equal to. Okay.
Alt equals to. Even without highlighting everything, you can still put it here like this and click Alt equals to and press enter. So everything still works. So the next thing is to do average. I don't know the shortcut to that one than to write average. And then you highlight on everything up to this point and you get the average. Do you understand that, Miriam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you want to do counts, we have two ways. One is count and the other one is counter, one is count black. If you can see this thing that you are seeing now, this one that is dropping down and the additional information is called IntelliSense. IntelliSense is available in most coding studio, whether it is DAX in Power BI or in Excel, in SQL Server, whatever it is, it will always give you an idea of how to write the code. This is just to give you some information on which best way. So this one is giving us additional information now that counts the number of cells in a range that contains number. And if you go to counter, count the number of cells in a range that are not empty. So counter will only count a range of cells with value or that are not empty. But count, whether it is empty or not, it will still count it. So we want to do count now. And this should give us 4 automatically. But this should not be $sign. You can just come here. In case you want to format cell, that is also very important. A lot of things will be said in passing because I didn't actually prepare for this aspect, but it's fine. So if you want to format your cell, this is another area that you must pay attention to. It is very important. You can just press your Ctrl+1. Ctrl+1 will bring out this additional window that you are familiar with. Are you not familiar with this? So you can write that down. Ctrl+1 will bring it up. Another thing you can do is to come to this come here and click this drop down arrow. It will still bring up this cell formatting. So in your cell formatting, you want to format number, you want to do alignment, you want to format the font, you want to format the border, you want to format the fill, you want to do protection. But this time around, we want to format number. So you just press your Ctrl+1 and it will bring up this page. You now come, there are different categories under number again. All those things that you used to see here, you have them here now. So you can just come to number And then if you need 2 decimal places, you can change it. Maybe it's 1 you need or 2, you format it that way. And in case you want to customize it, you can also come here and do your custom number format. Then you click OK. This should take away the $sign automatically, as you can see it now. So we want to get the max. But here, since we are counting, we can just leave these ones as $, Control 1. Then you come to currency. You can use Naira, you can use dollar, something like that. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So the maximum will be max. And then you also highlight on the things you want to find max. So what do you think this will return to us, Miriam?
Yeah.
What will be the result of this? Eh?
Rest of the
What did you say?
I said the highest number.
Yeah, the highest is what now?
105.
Thank you very much. So, and for the mean, it's going to return 56. So we are done with this task. All right, hope you understand.
Yes, thank you.
So let's go to task 2. Task 2. Okay, this is saying apply a basic filter to this page so that only those amounts that are 100,000, I mean that are $100 or more are shown. So this is just like the filter that we've been using before now. You can just come like this, you highlight on this range, the name, date paid, amount, and state. And you come to your data, and you see the filter here. Okay? Then you click it. Maybe today, let me see if advanced filter is part of what I have prepared here. How to use advanced filter. Oh, yeah, it's not here. But I can also walk us through if time permits. This place here, this one here is advanced filter. It's different from this basic filter. So we want to get things that are 100,000 and more. I mean, $100 and more. You just come here. Many of us already know this. Just pick these two, and we have it. So that is as simple as that. So next task, I think this will challenge us a little bit, and I'm afraid some of us are already getting bored, but we'll soon get to something slightly tough that will match with your level. So what we want to do here is that we want to do concatenation. Concatenation simply means you're bringing together 2 strings. And what do I mean by 2 strings? String simply means a text. When you want to combine 2 texts together, that means that you are concatenating. That is the technical word for it. And the instruction is saying use a formula to combine the above terms so that they form a phrase, as in the example below. You know, here we have trailer and tractor, and we are combining it together to form tractor trailer. So how do we do same for these two? I mean, for this example. Any idea, please, from the audience? CFO, how can we get that done? If I want to bring these two together, like I want something like this, pilot jets, without typing it. I'm with you. Olumide, what is the best way to go? Hello? Please talk to me.
Just continue with the training. I'm in transit right now.
All right.
But I'm listening. I can hear you. I can't see I'm using my phone. I cannot see the screen very well.
Okay. I understand. So nonetheless, since nobody is ready, since nobody wants to help me, then I will help myself. So there are 2 ways to going about joining 2 strings together in Excel. So we can say, if we say this plus this, is it going to return us something? No, it's returning us value. It's not correct. So what we do is that we use a symbol that is called ampersand Ampersand is the same thing as this. This is what's called ampersand in Excel or in any programming language, and it is used to concatenate strings. All right. So if I now come here and say pilots, ampersand, and these jets, it's already giving me pilot jets, but this is not exactly what I'm looking for. In the sense that the example shown here has space in between, and I need to give it that space. So if I want to give it that space, that means that I have to just watch out. I will say this, okay? Then ampersand. And after that ampersand, I will create an inverted comma, this quotation marks here, and put space in between. So anytime I use a quotation mark on anything, whether it is numbers, whether it is dates, or whatever it is, if I'm putting them in inverted commas, Excel will recognize it as a text or as a string. So even though this is just an empty space that is being put in inverted commas, Excel is already identifying it as what? As a string or as a text. Now we can then use this ampersand to combine two texts. That means that we are combining text 1 plus text 2, which is a string, and which is just like a space into inverted commas. And now we still need to combine it with another text, which is this jets. I now say another ampersand and jets. Okay, so if I click enter now, you see that I'm now getting what I'm supposed to get. Is that understood? Hello, Miriam.
Yes, sir.
Bashiru. Bashiru.
Yes.
Is that understood?
So what we are doing now, are we concatenating now?
We are concatenating actually. This is your simple concatenation. So
Okay.
I can then take it to I can then highlight downward and press Ctrl D. Ctrl D simply means fill downward.
Okay.
And if I want to fill it to the right, which will not be possible because I've not done my cell referencing very well. It's saying Ctrl R. Ctrl R fills to the right and Ctrl D fills down. It's just by highlighting it. Okay, fine. So even without going this route, Excel had actually given us a function within Excel to perform this concatenation. It's only that I don't know if it is limited in Excel, but in Microsoft Power BI, it is limited to only 2 text or 2 strings. But in Excel, maybe it's not limited. Let's just try it. We have concats. Okay? It's asking us for a text 1. This is the text 1, pilots. So can somebody tell me what the text 2 should be?
Jets.
Eh?
Jets.
Jets. If I say jets, this is text 2, but it's not going to give me the right one because it's combining the 2. The text 2 should be an empty space in inverted commas. Okay? Now put an empty space like that, and text 3 will now be this. So when we are using the Excel inbuilt formula or function, we don't need to use that ampersand. That ampersand is when you're doing it manually. All right. So you can then still take it down and press your Ctrl D. So we are getting basically the same thing. Okay? Any questions so far?
How do you put 0? Like after you say concatenate, then
So if you put 0, it's not going to work because 0 is not a text except you put it in inverted commas.
Okay.
It's working actually. All right. Thank you very much. Now let's go to the next task. So where is this relevant? Where is this relevant? So that because I need to point it out to you. For example, I have Shegun. And here I have Adewumi. Okay. And I want to analyze individuals' performance within the organization or within the finance team. I want to see who is performing better. This is not good for analysis. I can't say Shegun. Let's assume I want to put this into pivot table now. Let's say this into pivot table. And I come to insert this table like this. Just for analysis purpose. Okay, on this same worksheet. And I bring it here.
Click on new sheet.
Sorry. Our existing worksheets. And I bring it here like this. So am I now going to say the first one, I mean, this one. So what I'm just basically trying to say is that it is not actually good for analysis. In order to analyze, you want to see, sorry, let me just take out this pivot table. Oh, you're a liar. I'm going to take you out now. Oh no, he's not going. So don't worry about that. So the reason is that it is good for analysis to have it as Shegun Adewumi instead of Shegun on one column, Adewumi on another column. So it's better. There might be that occasion where your data is arranged like we have first name separate from the surname, from the middle name, and you want to combine those two in order to analyze performance. So you may need something like this, and there could be other use cases. So let's go to the fourth task. Okay. Task 4. This is where we're going to be introducing ourselves to pivot table. So it's saying create a pivot table using the above data. Some spices appear more than once in the list. So on your table, make sure the total amount spent on each spice is displayed. So we have different categories of spice. We have Maggi, onion, pepper, locust beans. And if you look, we have Maggi coming 3 times. This, right? And which one is also coming multiple times? We have crayfish here, we have crayfish here. So I want to like sum everything together using pivot table. And before I use pivot table, I want to use another approach, which I already showed Miriam some times ago, if you can still remember. So before I use, I'll use 2 approaches to sum them together. And in fact, in that project that we were supposed to do, you would have still seen some of these things there. So I want to say unique. And what does unique do? It says returns the unique value from a range or from an array. Okay, so I will press my tab to bring that formula up, and I will now highlight everything from beginning to the end. So it should return me the unique values in a form of array. Is that okay? So when I have these unique values like this, I can then use my SUMIF formula. SUMIF, where is the range that I want to sum? Where is the range of criteria? I mean, this first one is saying range of criteria. This second one is saying what is the criteria exactly? And last one is saying what is the sum range? So I will just highlight over everything. And what do I want to do here? I'm going to fix everything by pressing my Fn and then F4. So what this is saying is that I'm fixing the column so that I don't want it to move to the right or to the left. And I'm also fixing all the rows. That's how you see this $ appearing before. You don't need to type it manually. You can just press your F4, depending on your kind of keyboard. Some keyboard, you can press F4 directly. Some, you will need to press this Fn. The next button after control, to the right of control button, that is your Fn button. So you press it, and then you press your F4. So what is now the criteria? This Maggi, okay? Then you also press that F4 multiple times. Right now, both this cell, both the column and the row are both locked now. But I want to lock only this column, but allow the rows to move. All right, so I'll press that F4 multiple times. If I press it again, now the row is locked, but the column is not. But this is not what I want. I want the column to be locked, but the row shouldn't. I press it again. You can now see that my dollar sign is behind my column F. That means that I have locked column F. There's no dollar sign behind row 4. That means that my row 4 can move. So when I copy down, it will move downward. All right. So where is now my sum range? This is where I want to sum together. And I will also fix that absolutely. So remind me to talk about relative referencing and absolute referencing, because it's not part of what I've prepared here. So if I click OK, you can see now that I have summed everything that has to do with margin. So if I come here, this, where's another margin here? I think, okay, this plus this plus this. That is giving me my 2.3. So that means that this formula is not.
You did not pick the correct mark. You did not pick the correct margins.
Okay, don't pick the correct margins. This one is Maggie, Maggie, Maggie. So why is that I didn't pick the correct margin? Let's try it again.
No, when you wanted to highlight it specifically, you did not
Okay.
pick. That's why it looks as if it's not balancing together. So you picked the second margin you wanted to pick. You picked the arise. So if you want to recheck this formula,
I didn't pick the correct margin. All right, now I understand what you're saying. Okay, this and this. So 1.91. Thank you very much, Bashir.
Okay.
So the same thing for onions. So the next thing you will do now, you either press this square, just click it 2 times. I know many of us already know this. Then it will highlight downward. Or you just highlight everything and press Ctrl D. All right, and you can then come here and press your Alt equals to. Then we should have the same thing as what we have here. Okay? Hope I'm not taking your time too much, because time has gone. And I know many of us are busy. So this is another task for us to do. This has to do with loan, etc., performing basic financial calculation. What is the instruction here? It's saying use an Excel formula to check if cell C2 is FHA. If you come here, it's saying C2 here. Why is it cell C2? It's FHA loan, then execute the following step. Okay, I think it should be C4, because I actually inserted some things, that is why. So you first want to check if this is FHA. If it is correct that it is an FHA loan, then perform this task. And the task you're going to perform is in cell E3. So not necessarily E3 this time around, but here in E5. Okay? In cell E3, if the type of loan equals to FHA, multiply the value in C4 by 0.017, if not, return 0. So basically, we just want to do simple if formula, if function, that if this one is FHA, then perform this multiply by certain thing, but if it is not, return 0. Many of us are already familiar with how to use if function. So it is called Boolean function in Excel. For example, the way I can test is just this, are you equals to what? That is the first test that I want to show you. FHA. What is it supposed to return to me? It's going to return me a true or false. Is that okay? It's going to return me true because it is actually FHA. But let's just assume this one is B now. It's going to return false. And this is exactly what if function is doing. The first parameter in if function is going to test true or false. Then if it is true, it will now execute the next thing. If it is false, it will execute another thing. Now let us quickly do that. Okay. So we are saying if, all right, what is the logical test? The same thing we just did now. If this equals to, put it in inverted commas because we want to enter a text, FHA. Automatically, we know the answer is true. Then return what? Return me this, all right, which I'll prefer to lock it, multiplied by, the question says 0.0175, multiplied by 0.0175. So otherwise, if it is not true, return what? Return 0. This is just simple if function, you know, and we get our value. So you can use this to perform several things. And there's a way you can combine if and. All right, let me just do something in that respect, if and. That is, if this equals to FHA, and this, I don't know whatever this is, UF, MIF. We want this to, we want both to be true in order for it to return something for us. Now, this is how we do it. We say if, okay, and. So, and means that you are passing two parameters into your logical test. The first logical test you want to do is that this should be equals to FHA. All right. And the second logical condition, you can pass multiple into it. This should be equals to what? It should be equals to UFMIP. So it is only if those two things are correct, that is when we want it to go ahead and calculate this multiply by, let's just say 0.1 for simplicity's sake. And if it is not correct, if our test is not correct, it should return 0. So it is returning value for us because it is correct. Let's just assume that this is changed to S. It's going to return 0. Do you understand that? Or you want me to go over it? Hello? Do we all understand how to combine if and?
Yes, yes.
Are you sure, Miriam?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Go over
Hello,
it.
CFO.
Go over it again.
I should go over it again. All right.
Always.
So let me go over it again so that we can all understand. So I want to, it's not even part of the case that I've prepared. I'm just saying that sometimes we first use the if function. We can use if or if and. These are two powerful functions that, in fact, even I use them every day. So we say if. This one, we only take one test. But we want to pass multiple tests into our if function. We want to say, okay, the low must be equal to FHA, that is 1. And the home value should be UFMIS. But just it could be different thing. You could say, in practically, you can say, before you return me a value, it must be for people with age lower than 20 years, and it must be a female. So if the age is less than 20 years, less than equals to 20 years, and is a female, then return me a salary multiplied by the number of days in the month, or something like that. A salary is divided by the number of days in the month. So if that test is not true, then return me 0. Or if it is not true, return me the value for male. So it's just like you're talking. You're now saying that if and, because we want to pass multiple multiple logical tests, and this and is saying that both conditions must be true. We still do the one for all. So this should be equals to what? FHA. That is one. Secondly, this here should be equals to UFMIS. So if both tests are correct, you have to close bracket for this and then return me what? This own value multiplied by 12, depending on whatever you want to achieve. Otherwise, if it is not correct, return me just this, or return me 0. So since it is correct, it's going to return me this multiplied by, let's say, 2. So it should return us like 430 something. You can see now. But let's not say that we change something to B and it is not correct. So it's going to return me the alternative thing that it should do. Do you understand? So we have used AND here to do our test. We can also use OR. You can say if. In this situation, or as long as one of them is correct, it will return us the value. It's either this or this. But in AND, most tests must be correct. So we are saying this, are you equals to FHA, and this, are you equals to, let's say, we are going to return something that is not correct now, so that we can test that as long as one of them is correct, is fine. UFMID. Okay, so you know that the second one is not correct. Automatically, it's supposed to return us the alternative answer. But since we are just saying as long as one of them is correct, we are fine. So we can then say this multiply by 2, otherwise return this. So can somebody tell me what this is going to return for us? Eh? Miriam, you're saying something.
I said 210.
210. No, it's not. It's going to return 210 multiplied by 2.
Okay,
It's returning 200. No, we're saying if this equals to FHA. Okay, just a moment. Let's see our OR. The first logical test is this equals to. I think we're already wasting a lot of time on this particular task. FHA. All right, now I know why. Because we are returning 2 false. The first one is FHA, and this one is FHB. This one is UFMID, this one is UFMIS. So you can see now that we need to bring this one back to FHA for it to return exactly what we're looking for. Why that one was giving us the wrong answer or the alternative answer is because both tests did not go through. Both tests were wrong. So that is why. Do you all understand how to combine if and or, if and if alone? In fact, another thing you can do is that you can even use Boolean. It could be greater than or equals to, less than or equals to, greater than, less than. All those things can still come in place here. If Madam remember when we were doing provisioning, this expected credit loss, we're doing a lot of this less than, greater than, and this is exactly the basic understanding behind it. The knowledge behind it is here.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am. So here is another thing that we want to quickly do. The question is saying, create a formula that returns only the character that appear after X for the given character strings. The same formula must work for the whole column. So what are the characters that appear after X? We have 475. This place we have 77. I want to create a formula. We don't just want to type 475. And we are also typing 773405. Let's assume we have 1 million rows of data. For how many hours are we going to do that? So we want to create a formula that will help us. So that when we scroll down like this, it's only going to return everything after X. Fine. So how do we go about this now? And he says it's even giving us example. How do we go about this? So we are going to combine multiple formulas. One, we're gonna use right function. We're going to use a length function, and it's shortened as len. And we're going to be using find function. So I think these are the three functions. I've not practiced it, but I will get it. No problem. So what will write function do? If I say write everything to the, where is the text? This is our text, right? By how many number of characters? By 3. It will return me 475. Okay? And if I want to use length, and I say len, which is length function, let me tell you what it's saying: return the number of character in the string. All right. And I put it here, it's going to count everything and return the number of character. It's just a single parameter that is passed into the length function. So it will return me 14. What this 14 is saying that if you count everything, if you should eyeball this thing, it's going to give you 14 in total. And we want to use find. Let's say find. He's saying, what text are you looking for? Let's say X. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for X. Within what text? Within this text here. All right. And we return it. So it's case sensitive. Let me just use the capital letter X. So it's saying that this letter X is on the 11th position. So you can see 11, 12, 13, 14. So how do we now put these pieces together in order to get what we're looking for? So we'll come back here. So that will be, okay, so just a moment. That will be, we're looking for something, this 14 minus 11, which is 3. All right, so let's go. Let's first use our length function. So we use our length function minus, okay, just a moment, let me, okay, let's use right function. It's asking us for the text now. So this is a text. Okay. So is now the next parameter to pass into our right function is the number of character. So how do we get the number of character to the right? Automatically, it is length minus find. Am I correct? The way we got this 3 here, this 3 here, we said length 14 minus 11, length minus find. Okay. So let's now say length. What is the length? Length of this. So, and you know that this alone is going to return us 14. Then minus find. What are we looking for? We're looking for X. We have to put it in inverted commas because it's a string.
Shemi, come out
and see. We are looking for X within what text?
Who is there? Come up to Priscilla.
It's still within this text.
Who is there?
And we close our brackets. We close our bracket for find, and we close brackets for right. Can you see it? Do you understand, or you should go over it again? Hello, ma, please, can you mute? Miriam, Bashiru, Olumide, are we on the same page? Do you understand? Bashiru, do you understand?
We're on the same page, but we can
do you get it?
Let's recapture this.
Okay, so this is what I was trying to do here so that we can understand. The formula that we're going to use to achieve this is the right function, just as I did here. But I'm saying that in order to pass, a friend is calling me from Paris. I'll call him back. So in order to understand this, instead of hard coding these 3, we want to use formula to return 3. Okay?
Okay.
So, and that formula is this length minus find. Length returned us 14, find returned us 11, and when we subtract the 2, we got our 3. So, Adibi, let's just try that same thing for another line. Let's say length. I want to say this. So, the length of this is what? 15. I want to use the same find here. What are we looking for? You can see find text. This find text is saying that what is the text that you are looking for? And that is X. X. Within which text? Within this place. It will tell us the position. The position is on 9. So when you subtract the 2, you realize that X, when you, from to the right of X, we have 6 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is what we are now going to replicate here. We're going to say right. Automatically, right will return us everything to the right of what? Of X. Within which text? Within this text. Okay? So it's now asking, what is the number of characters to the right? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we don't want to add code 6. If we add code 6 like this, we say 6, it will return it to us. But when we now copy down, because they are not on the same position, it's not going to work. So we want it to be dynamic. That is why I say we can copy from the beginning of Excel to the end. So now we are not going to add code, we are going to automate it. So what is the number of character? We're going to say length. And this is a text here. Length is asking for just a single parameter. We have it here. We close that bracket. Minus, the same thing we did here to get 6. Minus find. Find is asking, find what text? We are looking for hex. You will see that this thing is used heavily in Microsoft Power BI. That's why I say if you understand your Excel very well, transitioning to Power BI will be seamless. Within what text? Within this text. And you close your bracket for find, close your bracket for. So you see that from this length is 15, find is 9. So 15 minus 9 will give us 6. That means that the number of characters that we are imputing into our right function is 6. You can see there's only one comma that we have. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
So my data
Yes,
finished
sir.
somehow. So I just had to, I'm sorry about that. So now, okay. So now we can then scroll down here. You can see that is everything to the right of X. And repeat the same thing here. Can I quickly tell you how you can use this in another way? Like say something more practical. It could be a bit difficult, but we can achieve it. If we say at cell, at cell, and we are saying file name. Let me see what that will give us. And where are we referencing? Let's say we are referencing A1. I will close it this way. Can you see what this gives us? We have this file path that links us to this particular worksheet. We can then use that function to say, write. I use this a lot in my financial modeling work. If I want to do my title page, go and check some of my videos, you will see there. Where is the text? We have the text here. What is the number of character? I don't know. So that's I want to say length. And this is the text, the length of this text, minus find. What do I want to look for? I want to look for these, we call it square column. I want to look for this. Within what text? Within this text again. All right. And I will close my find and close my write. And it should return me task 6. No. It's not returning me task 6. Okay, I think I made a mistake. I'm supposed to use this closing square brackets. So I have my sheet name. Mr. Bashiru. Mr. Bash.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to do like a dynamic title page, maybe you want to have your title page before your model. Maybe let's assume you have 35 worksheets within that model and you have named them and you want somebody to be able to like do a kind of hyperlink to each of those worksheets. You can use this to return your title, your sheet link in front of it that takes you to the particular sheet. And then in case somebody now comes tomorrow and say this is no longer task 6 again, but task 10, you see how it's going to pick it. What do we have here now?
Automatically.
Yeah, so let's return back to task 6. So let's see if we can still do more. Can we still do more, please?
Yes.
I want to hear from us. It's already 1 hour, 30 minutes. So in this case now, the question is saying, create an Excel formula on cell C12, C13, and C14. Here we have, I think it's supposed to be C14. I've moved this somehow. C14, C15, C16. We want to create a formula there that we extract data, that we extract the date paid, amount, and state. It will pick date paid, amount, and states from the list above based on the name in cell 11. So when we change the name, here this one is Gabriel. That is this. So it should return the data for Gabriel. So if you now change Gabriel to, let's say, Anne Sophie or Clever James, it should give us data for them. All right. If the value in C11 changes to a different name from the list, the value should update automatically. And I wish to explain how to use macro, Excel VBA macro. Now, this is currently Gabriel. And with this parameter here, Gabriel, date, amounts, etc., we should be able to return our numbers there. We can use which lookup function should we use? Should we use index match or we should use XLOOKUP to achieve this? Let's try if XLOOKUP will work. Sometimes you need to try 1 or 2 because if we use ordinary lookup, it will never work. I can guarantee you that. Let's try it. What is the lookup value? The lookup value is, we are looking up for this. Where is the table array? The table array is here. Okay, we are using VLOOKUP this time. The table array is here. Here. And what is the column index? This is the last thing is asking column index. We can say, we can put 2. Let's see. So it's returning us 1st of April 2013. Let's see if that is what it is. It's telling us for Gabriel. Okay, which is not bad. Which is not bad. What if we copy down it's not too dynamic. Okay, so let's try index match. We say index. Where is the array that we want to index from? We want to return the date because this is the date page. This is the first thing that we are meant to do. We want to return dates here. And then let's just lock it. It's fine. And we're going to combine it with match function. But this time around, we're going to use multiple match parameter. I say match. So in order to pass multiple condition or multiple parameter into a single match function, we're going to use this one as the anchor. All right. So we're going to say match where the name, which is Gabriel here, I'll fix everything completely, is equals to anything within this range of name, which I want to fix also. So I close that first parameter. I'm telling you now that I'm passing multiple parameter into a single match function. So in order to pass the second parameter, I use my multiplication sign. I open the bracket again, and also this. Do I really need to use multiple match? No. It's not necessary to use multiple match. Sorry. So let's just say lookup value is just the name. Just a moment. Let me start all over again. Index. Where is the array that we want to return from? Let's just say we want to return the dates, which I fix, and I want to match it. What is the lookup value here? I'm looking up for this Gabriel. I also want to fix that Gabriel. Within which array am I looking for Gabriel? Within this list of names. I also fix this. I'll fix the array of names. All right. So what's the kind of match? It should always be perfect match. Then we close our match function. I will close our index function. So we are expecting 1st of April 2013, if we are correct, and that is it. Are you okay, sirs? So for the amount, we just need to copy down. No, it's still showing this, but we now have to change. If you press your Control F2, function F2, it will open that up for you, and you can come here and just move this to amount like this. All right, and you click enter. You know why this is giving us this way is because it's formatted as date. Then you press your Control 1 to bring up this and format it as currency, 2 decimal places, and then choose any of the dollar signs. Let's just say this for the purpose, in order not to waste time. So you can see now that we are having $75 for Gabriel. And when we go up for Gabriel, it's actually $75. Do we all understand? And we can do the same thing for states. Everything is still for Gabriel. I need to scroll up here and move this to states. No matter how long it is, you can always move. So we have now Gabriel state is Texas. Texas. Okay, do we understand? Bashiru?
Yes.
Everybody, who doesn't understand, please? Should we try another lookup function?
I understand though, but I will try and practice it.
Okay. Do you want me to go over it again? Because it's better you just understand now, and then when you're practicing, to be easier.
Well, no, I will not have. Tell me to when I don't know it, I will come back to you.
Okay, ma'am. So let's just quickly use another lookup function. Let's try another lookup. There are multiple. We have a lookup function are just too many. And this is very, very key. Let me tell you one of the few things you should go and learn. Cell referencing, which is where to put your dollar sign. Secondly, go and learn the different lookup function. There is lookup, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, combine with match. We have this sum if, sum ifs, max ifs, count if, all those functions. Please quickly go and learn them fast. So let's just put this into data validation. Let's create a drop down. And how do we create a drop down? You can just come to this, your data. You come to data validation. This is a logo for data validation. You click this, your data validation. I mean, this drop down, and you click data validation. Okay, let me do that again. You come to your data ribbon. You come to this thing here. You know, when you hover on it like this, you will see data validation. Click the drop down arrow and click on data validation. And then we want to create a list. You click on lists. Where is the source of the list? You can type in, and you can also decide to highlight on the list like this. So you can see that even data validation is using absolute referencing. That is, everything is locked. Your macro too uses absolute referencing, except you specifically specify that it should use relative referencing. We will get DMAB in future trainings. So if I click that, I can then select from this drop down. So instead of selecting Gabriel, I want to select Mac, and it had updated me everything that has to do with Mac. So if you go now, Mac state should be in Virginia. So Mac, you can see that is in Virginia. And let's just try one more, Clever James, like that, it's your update. Now, very quickly, let's use another lookup formula if it's going to work for us. Let me just clean this date alone and say XLOOKUP. I don't know if many of us are familiar with XLOOKUP, but XLOOKUP is perfect. It's one of the best lookup formula, lookup function. So look for what value? This Clever James, all right, which I want to fix so that I can be able to copy down. And then lookup array. Where am I looking for Clever James from? From this array of dates here, which I will also fix. Then what is a return array? Oh, no. Lookup array should be my array of names. Sometimes you don't need to cram this thing, you just have to know it. When you know it, then it's easy to, I want to start over again, I'm sorry. XLOOKUP, lookup value is this, which I will fix. Lookup array, where do I want to see those things? Here. I will also fix it. What is my return array? Here. Let me tell you what makes this XLOOKUP better than others. Because you can specify match mode. If I should just leave it at this, it's likely to not return us the right thing. So Clever James is 15/9/2012. It's likely to return us the wrong answer. 15/9/2012 is not wrong, but sometimes it will return the wrong answer. But what makes it better than others? So since we don't need this if not found, we can just use comma. Is this 0 that is giving us exact match, just as we have it in index match? So in most cases, it will always give us the right answer because we are using exact match. That is the added value to this XLOOKUP over whether VLOOKUP or ordinary lookup formula. So we can then repeat the same step as we've done before. So now we have been able to use different lookup formulas. We've been able to use data validation. Do you want to understand? Okay, let me not go to macro. We still have another episode for that. So let's just use this to practice our pivot table. It's just similar to what we have initially. So you can come in. When you highlight on everything like this, or I think you don't even need to highlight on everything. If you just press Ctrl+T and press OK, it will put everything into table just this way. Okay, from here, you can then insert pivot table to this existing worksheet. If you want to take it to another worksheet.
Do that one again, teacher.
Which one, ma?
Before that put it in table.
Okay, let me press Ctrl Z. So you can either highlight on everything and press Ctrl T. T stands for table. Or you can just put your cursor anywhere and press Ctrl T. It will highlight everything at once. Ctrl T and then press Enter. So it had put it into table like that.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, ma. So you can then come to Insert Table into these existing worksheets and then put it anywhere you want it to be and press OK. So maybe one day we will get to Power Query and Power Pivot. Now, we want to compare ingredient and price. So you put ingredient on the row and price on the value column. So you realize that this is exactly the same thing that we did using unique. Where is it again? Here. It's exactly the same thing. But that one was more manual. This one is easier and simple. You can then do a lot of formatting. So even with this pivot table, you can create dashboard. So you can format your pivot table. Let me show you one or two things that you can do with formatting pivot table. Number one, let's say I want to move this before Annie's. I can just come here. Right click. I can move up. Maybe in order to arrange it in a way that suits me, and I can move down. All right. I can still come here to this pivot analyzer. What can I do here? In case I want to remove field, a lot of things. I can come to design. Maybe I don't need the grand total. I can switch it off. For column, switch off row, switch off row and column total. You can see that one has been taken out, but it's not necessary. You can still come here to show it in tabular format like this, so that you still have your, and you can even, you can change the name to just ordinary price. You can sum, you can, okay, it already exists. Or is this? I can change it now. Okay, let's just say commodity price. I say okay. So you can see now that we've been able to change that. A lot can still be done. A lot can still be done. You can come to pivot table options. So just try to explore around formatting pivot table, because it's important when you're going to be using power pivots in Excel. I said power pivots. Yeah, it's power pivots. Yeah. Now, should we go into this very last one? This is how to create scenarios. This is used by Financial Modeler. I just deliberately threw it in because that person that I trained asked for it. Should we quickly do this? How to create multiple scenarios. Optimistic case, conservative case, base case, pessimistic case. How do we go about that? All right. So we have this. Yes, ma'am. Olumide, do you want to say something?
I think somebody is talking. This 7 o'clock. Oh, can we still continue?
No, Shegu, you can just use this one as the last one.
Okay.
Maybe by 7:30. By 7:30, we can just end training.
I'll just do one example.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So here, I want to choose my case automatically. So, okay. I want to say index. Where is the area I want to index from this base case downward like this? And then what's the row? Let me say 1. You can see that it's returning me this base case. But if I now put that one here, let me put that one here. And I want to rename this cell. presently this cell is named as B7, B7. But I want to change that name to switch underscore case. And I say, okay. So from now going forward, until I change my mind, the name of this cell is called switch underscore case. It's no longer B7. So if I want to show you that, if I press my F3, you can see now that I have that name here. If I want to delete it, I will come to formula, name manager, and I can then click on this switch underscore case and delete. Fine. Now, instead of hard coding this one, I can then say switch underscore case. You can see it here. When I'm just typing like that, it will bring it up. Or even if I don't want to do it by typing, I can still click that F3 and select it from here. I'll close my brackets and say, okay. It's showing me base case. But if I now want to go to optimistic case, how am I going to do it? I need to hard code the 2 again before I can get my optimistic case. But this is too laborious for me. So I can actually create a box that will select this for me automatically by coming to my, so I don't have this developer tab here. So if I want to go to developer tab, you need to come to this, your file. I want to bring that developer tab up now. File, come to more options. From more options, why is it not coming up? From file, more options. I'm not supposed to click it twice. Ooh la la. This is the first time I'll be clicking my, or is it that the company did not want us to get it? Hello, who can help me here? Ashiru. Ashiru? I think there are other ways to do it. Quick access to that. If I come here and I go to more commands, I think there's a way I'm blocked from accessing options. So we may not be able to do this the way I would have liked. I should be able to access more options from here. Oh la la. Hello, does anybody understand what I'm trying to do here? What are we doing? Yeah, do you understand what I'm trying to do? It's not coming. It's not coming. Unfortunately, we might have to end the class here and do this next time. More commands. I think it's a deliberate thing from our IT. All right.
Okay. I think we're also tired, teacher.
No, I'm not actually tired, but I should be able to bring in.
We, teacher.
Okay. Okay, it's all right. So,
students.
and this place is actually very, very sweet. But anyway, it's fine. We'll still have time to look at it.
Share PPT with us. So you have not shared this one with us.
Okay, I will share this one with you. I think I shared it on
No, what
Teams.
you shared was the one we wanted to use to calculate fund something.
All right, I'll share this one again. I'll share this. But later on, we'll look at this, how to create multiple scenario in Excel. And there's another way to do it in Excel. There's scenario manager. Scenario manager. if you come to
Underwear.
Scenario manager, where are you? It seems I've forgotten where we can find scenario manager. I think it's under this data where we have data validation. This is text column. Okay, what if? So the scenario manager here, go seek data table. So these three things are also very powerful finance functions in Excel. And lastly, there's something that we still train us on, which is another way to create efficiency. And it is this cell styling. Very, very important for anybody that wants to go into finance. This place is very important. So with this, we have come to the end of the class. I'm very, very happy that you joined. And I believe that we still have a lot more to do together. Thank you so much. The video is being recorded. We'll share it with all of you.
Thank you so much, our teacher. Thank you
welcome,
for your time.
Thanks.
God bless you. Thank you as many of us that also joined in order for us to improve ourselves, because knowledge is power. God bless you as well.
Amen.
Our special thanks go to our teacher again. Thank you and thank you and thank you. Olumide Odujo, happy birthday new.
Happy birthday, Olumide.
Birthday ni ó jọ yé wa.
Thank you yesterday. Thank you, Olumide and Segun. As many people that was able to make us to achieve that fun moment. I really, really appreciate that effort. God bless you. Bashiru, thank you so much. Is this still in? It's not in. Thank you to everyone. God bless you. All right, please share the recorded something to us so that we can listen along the document to prepare. All right, you can say bye-bye.